month of May has been quite interesting and insightful. It is the last Friday edition of Breakfast Central for this month, and we want to say thank you for being with us all the while. I am Oluchi Inobong.
Exactly. Well, good morning, Africa. We are glad we made it this far to the end of the month. My name is Olisa Chukuma. Let's set the ball rolling with a look at today's headlines. Nigeria gets new acting Chief of Army Staff. We'll tell you all about him later.
Still in Nigeria, talking about the Guraka kidnapped victims rescued.
Well, Kwesi Arthur talks about inspiration and plagiarism.
In the world of the market, we're looking at the leather market business in Africa.
And in the world of sports, results from Basketball Africa League quarterfinal matches played yesterday. All that and more on the program.
Starting our top stories this morning, we enter Nigeria. That is a home base where a joint security team has rescued several Nigerians, I beg your pardon, kidnapped from Guraka in Tafa local government area of Niger State. Now, the kidnap has sparked a protest in the community and has led to the burning of the community police station.
Okay, so we still have Ahmadine right here with us. We'll hear from him quite soon. So that's the latest in Guraka, the rescue operation that happened. Ahmadine has been one man who's been covering things extensively. And just like he said in his opening statement, that we just learned that it's not the very first second kidnapping that's happened in that area.
Exactly, and the people of that area are so upset. They've staged a protest and they've gone ahead to burn the police station in that community, which for a lot of us, we're asking, is that the right way to go? Is that going to bring back the peace and serenity that the environment is known for? I mean, we've heard of a lot of burning down of police stations across Nigeria in different states, and some people are beginning to sense that it might be a strategy. Some people are beginning to sense that it may be a form of attention to draw from the government, letting the government understand that, look, this is the situation of things in our area and something needs to be done.
All right, kidnap after another out there in Guraka. We have Ahmadine with us. Ahmadine, welcome back. You were telling us about what the residents, the community have been telling you about the frequent kidnapping going on in that community. Tell us more, Ahmadine. Go on.
In fact, they said that it has become so bad that the kidnappers would come in the middle of the night, go from house to house without any single resistance from the security operatives. And so yesterday night when they called us, they were really impressed. They said that the police, local hunters and local vigilantes had come together. They went into the bush trek for over 7 hours to the den of these kidnappers and effected the rescue of everybody that was still within in the hands of the kidnappers from their community.
All right. Now, Ahmadine, I would like to ask, because this is a question a lot of people have been also wanting to ask, and it also borders around state policing or even the security agencies in that region. Now, we're looking at the region that is in Tafa local government area. This is a region that the vigilantes are quite familiar with. Are we saying that these people who are coming to do these kidnappings are foreigners from outside Tafa local government area, or they are people that some of these vigilantes are quite familiar with at this point in time?
In fact, when we asked the rescue victims, because we spoke to one or two of the rescue victims, when we asked them the identity of those kidnapped, they said they alleged that they were Fulani, from the Fulani ethnic stock. But it's like you said, it boils down to the clamor for another form, an alternate form of security. I don't want to call it state policing because I'm not a fan of state policing. But if you tell me a police network or a security network that will act as a first responder, because even if you create state police, it's controlled by the government. Who pays the state police? Do they have the manpower requirements to man the different communities? Because from the words of the former chief of army staff and the former chief of defense staff, that Nigeria has a lot of ungoverned spaces. Who can we recruit to mount these governed spaces? it is only community people that can mount these government spaces, because the community people know the terrain, they know their lands, they will be motivated to protect their lands, because those have been their ancestral lands for hundreds of years, and then they have the manpower to mount their own government spaces. If you say state police, I don't think the police will go and create a police network or a police precinct in the middle of the forest where there is no living human being.
Okay.
These are the areas where these kidnappers hibernate, where they use as their launch pad for their operations. So this brings back to the question of another alternate source of policing that can act as first responders to this kind of crimes.
All right, Ahmadine, you just mentioned the Chief of Army Staff, the former one who is now late. But that brings us to the new one. Yes, the Nigerian President Mohammadu Buhari yesterday appointed Major General Farouk Yahaya as the new Chief of Army Staff. Now, he replaces late General Ibrahim Attahiru, who died recently along with other officers in an air crash.
Now, prior to his appointment, Major General Yahaya was the general officer commanding one division of the Nigerian Army and the incumbent theater commander of the counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency military outfit in the Northeast, codename Operation Handikai. Now, the president's appointment was convened in a statement by the acting director of Defense Information, that is Brigadier General Onyoma Nwachukwu.
Now, Ahmadine, we have a new Chief of Army Staff. That is just, well, the news from yesterday. What will we be expecting, or the expectations at this moment, from the new man in charge?
The expectations will be high, very, very high. He has a very large shoes to fill. Not that Nigerians were satisfied with the outgoing Chief of Army Staff, that is Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, who was relinquished of his position before General Attahiru, who is now late, came on board. But the expectations will be high. You have just talked about the kidnap situation in Tafa local government area of Niger State. Now, ironically, close to that community is the 173 Guards Brigade. Is an army brigade that is located close, but they've not been able to stop the incessant kidnappings. So you see, the new Chief of Army Staff will have to bring his wealth of experience on board. He will have to sit with other counterparts from the several armed forces. He will have to sit with the police. And at a certain point, they will have to sit with local vigilantes, because vigilantes are becoming more and more prominent in these discussions. Because if not for the vigilantes that took the police to the kidnappers, then the police would not have been able to effect their rescue. And mind you, the community said that the police had to trek between 7 to 8 hours to get to the cave where they were kept. They were not just kept in the bush. He said they were kept in a cave in the rocks, and that you had to trek 7 to 8 hours to get there. It took the vigilantes and local hunters to be able to take the police. So you see, this group of this cadre of security is becoming more prominent in our discussions, because a police, like I said, the police or the army will not open a military outpost 7 to 8 hours inside the forest. They will not do that. But when we, like I said, when we have first responders who have the capacity at that community level to repel and call for backup, or to be able to go on the offensive against these criminal elements. So you see, the new Chief of Army Staff will have to come, sit down, and just like the late General Attahiru said, re-strategize using modern technology, using modern equipment, try to re-inspire his personnel to be able to go on the offensive against all criminal elements. So he has a lot of work to do, a lot of work to do.
All right. Thank you so much, Ahmadine Uyi, Abuja-based correspondent and bureau chief, for giving us a breakdown, analysis, and perhaps what to expect from the new Chief of Army Staff.
All right. Now, talking about the Chief of Army Staff, let's take a look at the biography of Major General Farouk Yahaya in brief.
The new Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, was born on the 5th of January 1966 in Sifawa, Bodinga local government area of Sokoto State. Major General Yahaya, who is a member of the 37 regular course of the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy (NDA), started his cadet training on the 27th of September 1985. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps on the 22nd of September 1990. Major General Yahaya has held several appointments, including staff, instructional, and command. Notable among the appointments held by the new Chief of Army Staff are Garrison Commander, Headquarters, Guards Brigade, Directing Staff at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Deputy Director, Army Headquarters, Department of Military Secretary. He also served as the Principal General Staff Officer to the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Commander, Headquarters, 4th Brigade and 29th Task Force Brigade. He was also Director Manpower at the Army Headquarters, Military Secretary, Army Headquarters, and General Officer Commanding 1st Division of the Nigerian Army. Until his appointment as the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya was the Theater Commander Operation Hadinkai, responsible for counterterrorism and counterinsurgency operations in northeast Nigeria. The new Chief of Army Staff is a proud holder of several honors and awards, some of which include Forces Service Star, Meritorious Service Star, Distinguished Service Star, Grand Service Star, Past Staff Course, National Defense Course, Economic Community of West Africa State Monitoring Group Medal. He is married and blessed with children.
All right, you're still on Breakfast Central on News Central TV. We are starting with the papers that we have for you today. And of course, we will start with Nigeria, talking about the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. All right, look at the Daily Trust. We are looking at Usman Dan, who says Abuja water sources are facing contamination threats. You will find more details of this in the Daily Trust for us to read this morning. Kebbi boat tragedy. It says 46 corpses recovered. Such a sad story, but you have that also in the Daily Trust this morning. One of the major stories in the Daily Trust talks about retirement. Now, retirement tangles on 30 generals as Buhari appoints Yahaya as Chief of Army Staff. You have more details of this also in the Daily Trust for you to read this morning. And of course, you can see the picture of children. I mean, we're talking about Children's Day. I am still a child, so I'm still excited about it. But you can see this picture here. It doesn't really sit so well with some people. We're looking at the young child in the farmland, and the child is seriously cultivating with Asian technique, talking about using the hoe. On the other side, you also see the children during the march past, and you'll see some of our major leaders in Nigeria celebrating the day as well. More details in the Daily Trust for you to read.
All right, from Nigeria, let's go to East Africa with the Standard in Kenya, the Standard newspaper this morning. So it's a political quite more. Yes, it says it's another bombshell for Uhuru. That's the president, Kenyatta. All about illegal appointments, he says. So the High Court there has sent home 128 top parastatal chiefs after finding their recruitment flawed, which is dealing the president a major blow in his plan. So there you have it on the front page, Uhuru Kenyatta with the mask and also checking his watch, and says pray it's about time. So we talked about it yesterday during the breakfast show. Kenyatta was at the 18th National Prayer Breakfast meeting yesterday, and the likes of William Ruto was also there, and other big wigs with dialogue ongoing in Kenya all about BBI. So there you have it on the front page of the Standard in Kenya.
Moving from Kenya, we are going to the Daily Monitor in Uganda. The Uganda paper has a lot to say. The first one we have on the uppermost left is the speaker race. Kadaga could face disciplinary action, says the NRM on page 7 of the Daily Monitor this morning. Also, we have the story about COVID and the schools in Uganda. It says mad dash for jab as COVID hits schools. And what from the story here, it says no jab, no classes, because you have hundreds who are queued for vaccination in just yesterday, as the crisis is causing a lot of issues in Uganda this morning. In the papers, I beg your pardon. Now, also in the Daily Monitor, you will see close to the public. So it says businessmen lay claim to old taxi park land. This is in downtown Kampala. It's all in the papers for you to read from the Daily Monitor in Uganda.
All right, so let's wrap up with the papers this morning by going to the Sowetan in South Africa to see the paper. So there you have it on the front page. A big spread says, here's who cashed in on the 430 million rand cleaning tender. That talks about the Dayenfern neighbors, hostel dweller among those paid up to 250,000 rand per school, and says SIU freezes accounts and seizes service providers' assets worth millions. It also talks about deep cleaning sessions at the Ivory Park School in Midrand in May last year, ahead of the reopening of the schools the following month. It says the cleaning tender has since been flagged by irregularities. So there you have it, a picture of those doing the cleaning. So there you have it on the front page of the Sowetan and the papers review for today, Friday, 28th of May, 2021.
All right, moving on from the papers this morning, we are going into art and other aspects of the Breakfast Central this morning. Now, looking at the concept of using art in medicine, the sound of it is quite unusual, if not strange, in Nigeria. And to strengthen ties and bridge the institutional gap, the first ever Art and Health Innovation Hub has been commissioned right here in Lagos, now, which is the commercial hub in West Africa.
Research has shown that South Africa is home to the first ever art therapy institute in Africa, and other East African countries such as Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda are taking the lead in this area. The integration of art within well-designed hospitals not only provides a restorative and pleasant environment, but also reduces stress and improves clinical outcomes. These were the words of the convener and the founder of Arts in Medicine Project in Nigeria, Kunle Adewale.
Our hope is that there will be informed policy where art becomes part of the structure in healthcare spaces. And that way, art will not just be a support system for the patient in terms of recovery. Also, it will bring about job satisfaction for the members of the staff of the hospital or people that work in healthcare space.
Studies have shown that there are growing evidence of positive outcomes from the application of arts in medicine.
This is not something new, but it's something that's just gaining traction here in Nigeria. And so while there are other areas of health that are important, it's also important to support patients as they heal and have hope that they will heal from various diseases.
And so we set up something called Art for Life, which is a Ministry of Health unit. It's inside the Ministry of Health. Its function is to beautify and increase the aesthetic appearance of all our medical facilities. So we're very much into this phenomenon of using art as a healing, to create an ambience that's more healing, more soothing for both patients and medical personnel.
Applying arts in the innovative therapeutic method has yielded notable results in patients battling drug abuse, neuropsychiatric problems, sickle cell, cancer, and other life-threatening ailments.
Quite an interesting one there. Arts and health in Nigeria. Looking forward to it. Well, still Breakfast Central on News Central. Coming up next on the program.
Breaking into the movie industry, looking at entertainment.
And Kwesi Arthur talks inspiration and plagiarism.
Leather market business in Africa, more to come.
Kuna kallon News Central TV.
Oh, yes, so welcome back. Now we are moving into entertainment gradually. It's still a TGIF edition. And of course, this is Breakfast Central. Now, the film industry can be notoriously difficult to start working in, whether you want to create your own film or you want to work on a professional film set or even learn your craft as an editor. Now, Samuel Ajibola is a Nigerian television and film actor. He's also a model and an event compere, and is best known for his role as a child actor in the movie Tears for Love, as well as his role as Spiff in the TV series The Johnson. Welcome to Breakfast Central, Samuel Ajibola. I mean, calling you that name, it sounds it sounds a little bit different because of the popular name you're known by, which is Spiff. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You sound your body language is telling me you're quite reserved, but I know you're not.
I actually am. But I get this reaction a lot, so that's fine.
Thank you so much for coming on Breakfast Central once again. Now let's start from the very beginning. Let me ask you, I mean, how did you get into the movie world? Was this something you stumbled on, or you were very, very strategic in getting into the movie industry?
Well, I started acting at around age 6 or 7. And at that time, I was still basically trying to discover who I am, what I wanted to be. But acting for me, along the years later, became to me as something that is a form of calling. It's something that I was naturally drawn to, and people that discovered I had the talent at that young age just encouraged me with it, and that's how I found myself acting. It started in church. I played the role of Samuel. I don't know if it's because my name is Samuel coincidentally, but somehow I had an aunt that noticed I was good at it, and she referred me for my first role in Tears for Love, and that's how career started from there.
Tears for Love. Now, at what age did you start? Did you take on the role in Johnson? What age were you at that time?
It was 2012. I can't remember what.
Okay, but you were pretty much no longer 6-year-old.
Yes,
because your role in the Johnson really stands out. I mean, it's one role that a lot of people are excited and they always want to talk about. But was that really the plan? The role you took in the Johnson, was that really the plan, or it was a role you just created, especially for that particular show?
Well, my job as an actor is to always create unique characters that, deliver stellar performances to the audience. And when I was given the opportunity to play the role of Spiff, I wasn't informed to create that impression. It came out of my ingenuity, creativity as an actor, and more so, I was just coming out of acting school, so my head was still boiling hot with a lot of acting knowledge. So I just put things together and I delivered that character. And since then, it's been a different experience for me in terms of acting and all other roles that I portray.
I mean, as our people will say, your head really hot that time when you came out of the film in the film school. That was very good. But we have some of the parts that you took and some roles that you took. But I just want us to watch it, and I have so many other questions to ask you in terms of the awards that you won as a child actor. But let's watch some of the roles that you've played in the industry.
Some of the phrases and vocabularies to replace all those rubbish you say. Instead of saying, "Mafo," what do you say?
Don't flinch. Stand tall.
Good. Don't flinch. Stand tall.
But Daddy, converting these things to English will make them lose their originality and potency.
Says who? If you like, let them lose their principality and urgency. I don't care. The point is, no more gutter language from any of you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And Daddy, please, let me convert this one to English.
Why not? Go ahead.
Papa is to marry to Paco, and I believe them.
Looking at that, I mean, that was it. So it makes me wonder, and a lot of people have been asking, you're a bundle of talent. I mean, to come out with that line, was it in the script? That line we just saw?
Well, a lot of times while we're on set, the director sometimes just put things together and we just decide to just go with it and apply.
Wow. Okay, so as a child actor, let me ask you this very, very important question. Now, as a child actor, you actually won award for Kid Actor for 3 years in a row, right? At the African Magic Viewers Choice Awards. And you also won the award for the Best Actor on the Mnet Comedy Series at the AMVCA in 2017. Wow, that must have been a year for you. How did all these awards make you feel?
Well, I have some sort of twisted conception about awards. And it's because of, I've always never wanted to feel comfortable. I've always never wanted to feel like I've arrived. I've always wanted to feel hungry, motivated. So I don't see awards as to say that I have achieved. I see it as a reason for me to do greater than what people are celebrating me currently for. And that has always been my driving force.
I'm just hearing that for the first time, and I'm just wondering that.
It works for me.
Speak for you. Are you sure? Talking about comfort zone, I need to take you a little bit out of your comfort zone, because, we're in the industry, we're in media, we always get information. Just last year, you're trying to keep it very low key, right? You got married just last year, and we got to know about it. So tell us about that and how you were able to balance both marriage and your work, especially when you're looking at your fans, and you have a lot of female fans, from what I know.
Well, I've always had female fans, right from when I was a young actor.
Now you're so confident about it.
I also did not try to hide the fact that I was settling down. In fact, I came out on social media and I put the word out that I was going to settle down. And that's because I've come of age. Come on, while I've grown in the industry, I've also grown as a person. And at certain times in life, we have to transit to just other dimensions of life. And so that's worked out fine for me. I had my head low. I looked for my soulmate, and
wow, I can see the love in his eyes. Ooh, that's so nice. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So now looking at it, and this role you've played for so long that people have tagged you by. It goes to show that you've acted it so well that people actually go by the name of the character in the series. But unfortunately, you just recently, I don't know if it's unfortunate for us, unfortunate for you, it could be that way. You just announced that you're leaving the Johnson series. So now my question is, where next? What next? Waiting this song. Kilo Shelle.
I would start by saying one of the best things any human being can do for themselves is to understand their purpose, who they are, and where they're going to. That would guide their journey in life. I'm a man of purpose. And for me, the purpose why I was on the show has been fulfilled. It's been 10 years. Do you know what a 10-year-old kid looks like? It's a lot of time. I've sacrificed, I have given my all, enthusiasm, passion, creativity, consistency to the character. And the fans have enjoyed it over the years, because that was actually part of the reasons that I created the show. I was watching the interview this morning, and coincidentally, you guys were talking about arts and medicine.
Exactly.
Those were the thoughts that came to my head when I was working on the ideas of the character. I wanted to use the character to heal people therapeutically, because I know that we're going through a lot in Nigeria, perhaps, in Africa. But like I said, there's time for everything. I have served the purpose on the show. I'm hungry for other dimensions of entertaining people. I'm hungry to show the world other sides of me. I'm not just limited to acting or just even streamlined down to one character. I have different callings, to arts, to leadership, to so many things. I'm
still trying to hold on to one of the things you're looking into doing. You haven't given us any specific. Can you just give us a little idea so we know what we're looking at?
I haven't quit acting, for one, so there'll definitely be more of me on television, even in a better dimension now.
Okay, so but before we let you go on News Central, you need to give us this exclusive. We need you to act that character. We need to see one last time what Spiff feels, looks, and sounds like on News Central.
So what do you want me to talk now? This is where you put me for a spot now. No, because I don't read my script, they don't tell me what I go do. Now I just there, you just say make I act. Okay, if I say make you ever act me, now you won't take do am now you take here.
I'm just delighted to see this. Thank you so much for coming on Breakfast Central. It was a delight to be on the same studio, same set with you. All right, coming up next we have entertainment with Sam Dandy.
Hi guys, all right, let's go straight to entertainment, right? So this is great news for Ghana. Well, Ghanaian highlife artist, one of the biggest in Ghana, Bisa Kade, delivered a stunning performance at the recently held Bukai Festival in Ivory Coast. Now, Bisa, who happens to be a headline international act for the festival, proved why he's one of Ghana's best performers with his stage presence. Now, his most recent song, if you remember, with Jackie, titled Sika, was released a few months ago. He also featured Pato Ranking in his last album called High Life Connect. He's also, in fact, worked on songs like Adekunle Gold and Mayoko. And in fact, let me just tell you, so the Buake Festival, which is a week-long festival, started since 1964, is the largest and most attended to in Ivory Coast. And of course, it's marked by parades, floats, majorettes, masks, balls, a street carnival, among other activities. So I'm just super excited to watch his performance. He did a great job, and of course, people were excited to be there. Well, let me move from that to another Ghanaian story, where a young award-winning Ghanaian disc jockey, I'm talking of DJ Switch Ghana, has paid a courtesy call on Vice President Dr. Mohammadu Buhari. Now, she was at the Jubilee House, the seat of government in Accra, on Wednesday. And this is what's great about it. It's believed that the 13-year-old entertainer accompanied ambassadors of the International Youth Empowerment Summit to discuss, among other things, the 2021 summit and matters relating to the youth. I mean, she's just 13, people. She's called Erica Tando, but we popularly know her as DJ Switch. And she rose to fame after winning TV3 Talented Kids competition a few years ago. And since she's gathered wider international recognition. Now, in fact, if you don't know DJ Switch, she sings, she raps, she dances, she acts, she delivers poems as well as motivational speeches. She became the youngest person to win Ghana's annual DJ Awards in 2018. That same year, she was later in Rock Nation's Black History Month, you know, an entertainment company owned by American rapper Jay-Z, which is great. And that's not all. I remember in 2019, she opened the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation goalkeeping event in New York. And she's also performed at World Bank Symposium in Washington. I mean, she's 13, come on. I'm just a huge fan of kids doing great things. And yeah, that's all in entertainment.
All right, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying, the DJ Switch lady. I'm like, she's 13.
Oh. What am I doing?
Don't worry, Sam. You're doing great. But thank you so much for the latest on entertainment. Sam Dandy.
All right, don't forget you can also follow us on News Central on all our social media platforms. That is at News Central TV. You can watch us live on YouTube. You can also watch us on Star Times, channel 274.
Right then, now the Ariaria International Market in Nigeria was established back in 1976 following a fire outbreak that destroyed the old Ekowa market in Aba State, that's in southeastern Nigeria. Now the market, which was originally sited in a swampy area known for its shoemaking and leather works, thus making it one of the largest leather shoemaking markets in West Africa. Now News Central's Felicity Nzibike took a trip to Ariaria Market and filed in this report. Have a look.
Welcome to Aba, the city that houses the market with the potential of taking care of the entire African continent. I'm talking about the China of Africa.
We have fabrics, we have shoemakers, we have bag makers, we have all types of wares being sold here. Everything, phone, call it, it's an international market.
Ariaria is an open market established in 1976 following a fire outbreak that destroyed the Ekoha market in Aba, a city in Abia State, southeast Nigeria.
Initially, it was made up of about 3 sections of the market. Basically timber, rod, building material, carpentry, and scrap. That was how it came to be. People from Ghana, people from Cameroon, people from Togo, people all over Gabon, they all assemble to market here.
We import, we manufacture. We sell, we produce. Anything building materials, especially the fancy part of it. Multi-slug sets, nails, shovel, wheelbarrow.
What we are doing here is made in Aba, in Nigeria, in Yimba City, Aba. So that is the thing we are producing. And our shoe is very, very quality.
It is a fact that quality products are manufactured here, but it is rare to see made in Aba on these products. We had to ask why.
We call it sample. The reason why we are putting all those things is that if we put our shoe made in Aba, all our customers will complain. You understand? They will say that if they carry the shoe, go to their various places they are selling the shoe. If customer come to buy the shoe, see made in Aba, then go say that nonsense. You understand? That is the reason why we put on our goods made in Korea or made in Italy or whatever.
We've been in this market for the past 2 hours and we've barely scratched the surface. There is so much to see, so many potentials here. However, there are some challenges.
We will need government to assist us for the machine, because when you look at everything we are working, we're using our hands to do everything. No any machine we can use and work in this industry.
As we speak now, we still need more customers because we're capable of selling and we have stock at all times.
You heard him. So when next you want to shop, however large or small the quantity, head to Ariaria Market. Let's patronize Made in Africa.
All right, yes, that is the Ariaria Market in Aba, Abia State, the Eyimba city. And it brings back so many memories for me, who actually schooled in that region in Nigeria. Lisa, what do you think?
Ijoko Aba.
Oh, like Ariaria Market, Ariaria Market.
You schooled there?
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it reminds me of the things that we do. I mean, even during the Civil War, people in that region where that was an era where we knew we were creative enough because we did a lot of things ourselves. Even during the Civil War in the eastern part of Nigeria.
Wow, from leather works to bags, shoes, you name it. Made in Aba, made in Nigeria, made in Africa, sold in Africa. So quite an interesting report. So many thanks to Felicity Ezibike for taking that trip and finding that report for us. Well, it's still Breakfast Central. Oluchi and Odisa for you on a Friday. Still to come on the program. All about results from Basketball Africa League quarterfinals played yesterday. Right then, still Breakfast Central on a Friday. Time now for some sports, all about the Basketball Africa League with matches played yesterday. Onyechi Barrow joins us right now, our News Central's very own First Lady of Sports. Onyechi, morning to you. We saw quarterfinal matches, the last of them played yesterday, and we even saw the likes of Emmanuel Macron of France and Paul Kagame in that big one involving Patriots.
Yes, that game involving Patriot. Good morning, Olisa. That's the game that really catches my fancy. Looking at the fact that they had two presidents there. Of course, President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and also the President of France, Emmanuel Macron there. So the Patriots were able to seal a win now in the memory of the fact that they are the host nation where the Basketball Africa League is taking on. And also, they just want to make it to the semi-final, I beg your pardon. Now, this they did without J. Cole, the rapper, the US rapper, who left due to mutual consent and says personal reasons why he left the Patriots BBC. But they had a good fight against Fenoverio of Demo Puto. Now, blocking it there, taking advantage of the defense, and were able to seal it to the semi-final. It is the inaugural edition, and maybe Patriot may seal it with a win to even win the first Basketball African League title.
All right, Onyechi, let's look at that result, 73 to 71. Quite a tight one. I'm sure the likes of Macron and Kagame enjoyed the tense game. They are the home side for the Patriots. Do they look like favourites now for the semi-finals?
We're looking at a very, very thrilling semi-final there. They gave a presidential performance. The Patriots fought tooth and nail how they could to be able to seal that win there. For you to say 73 to 71, just 2 points difference there. It's a big win, and it's a one that they had to fight survival of the fittest there.
All right, so the second game was actually between US Monastir of Tunisia and that team AS Douanes of Senegal. So it looks like, well, they are through. The US Monastir 86 to 62, which means looking at the semi-final fixtures, Onyechi, it will be Zamalek versus Petro de Luanda and US Monastir against the Patriots. That's the North African side from Tunisia against the host from Rwanda. Onyechi, I really don't know what to predict here.
I'm not going to be predicting a lot, but I've seen Zamalek play. There is an Igbo guy there, that's Elon, who has been given the triple doubles and the doubles back to back to back. So I think it's going to be a huge contest, Zamalek, that game there. So I'm rooting for Zamalek. Then for that that has to do with Patriot BBC, maybe because the host nation, Rwanda, they represent Rwanda and the local league there. So maybe they can give a fight with what they did with Ferroviario de Maputo. I would say I'll root for Patriot BBC there.
All right, so the president perhaps giving them a good boost. All right, let's talk about the big one for tomorrow night. Manchester City versus Chelsea. The teams already, out there in Porto, getting set with training. Pep Guardiola and his team with Thomas Tuchel. Onyechi, where do we go from here for this one? Favourites say that perhaps it might be City's.
Are you sure it's going to be City? Might be Chelsea also. Two sides have got this prospect. But looking at this game, it's a big one for Thomas Tuchel there. Maybe he can be able to seal that win he couldn't get with Paris Saint-Germain with Chelsea. Or even the man that cannot do without getting titles, Pep Guardiola, have to seal it there for Manchester City after winning the Premier League. But look, Nigerians here, they have this, this culture, this notion about supporting teams. Of course, Nigerians at the Europa supported Villarreal so much because they had a Nigerian there. Now, looking at Mason Mount, someone had to even change Mason Mount's name to Meso Machi, that Nigerians should support Chelsea. But looking for those, see that these are two great sides. A coach that wants to make a point, Thomas Tuchel, and a coach that cannot do without winning titles, Pep Guardiola, is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, but from an African perspective, before we go on Yechi, there's Riyad Mahrez at Manchester City. We're still waiting on fitness concerns for the Senegalese goalkeeper of Chelsea in the form of Edouard Mendy. So there's still lots to play for from an African perspective.
Yeah, it's a lot to play for there. I'm hoping that we get to see Edouard Mendy for Chelsea because they can't even do without him there. He has been the point man at the Worlds there for Chelsea. I'm hoping that he recovers in time, and I want to see more from Riyad Mahrez. Having to represent Algeria there. It's going to be a big win for the Algerians if Man City clinches this.
All right, thank you very much, Onyechi. We'll catch you much later. You give us all the analysis of what to expect tomorrow in Porto between Manchester City and Chelsea for Champions League final.
You're welcome, Olisa.
All right.
All right, there you have it in the world of sports. It gets me excited, Alyssa. I love the passion you always put into it when it comes to sports. I mean, I see it from your eyes.
I didn't say anything. Anyway.
I see from your eyes. I see from the way you talk. I see from your body language. So yeah, keep it up.
That's the game for the weekend. All right, but what to expect later today on News Central?
10:30 a.m. West African time. We have In the Game.
For the latest in the world of business, join the business team or Business Edge at 11 a.m. West African time.
And at 9 p.m. West African time, we have NC Continental Prime.
All right, so that wraps it up for the week and indeed for Friday when it comes to Breakfast Central on News Central. Many thanks to you for watching from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We really appreciate.
On behalf of the production team and myself and Elisa, we're wishing you a very lovely weekend. And please do not drink and drive.
Go Manchester City! Yay! Go City! Go City! Chelsea fans are going to come at me.
I can imagine.
Trouble!